NERDSoul.
Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, Dope Folks. We have been talking to some cool people, artists, creators, writers, all that jazz. And now we have someone who is on the other side creating awesome experiences for folks. And I'm not going to waste no time. This is the incomparable, the amazing, the super intelligent, if you will, Swan.
Yes.
Of Swan 7.
I mean, what do I say after that introduction? I feel like you just made me into like my own superhero. I don't know. I'm gonna have to coin that introduction and take that.
So, if you could, for the folks that's watching, who are you? What do you do?
So I am Swan. Government is Shawana Lee, of course, but I go by Swan of Swan 7 Productions. I am into planning experiences. I don't say events anymore because experiences could be whatever it is that you want it to be. Whatever you want me to make happen, I make happen anywhere in the world. I have an event planning and production management company. We plan events from anything from tours to artist engagements to large productions and airline center to diversity and multicultural events to weddings to galas to bar mitzvahs, whatever it is that you want, we can do.
So Swan 7, of course, you know, we have your name, but why the 7? And why even use that at all?
So the 7 came from the number of completion. And the Swan was actually a nickname that I was given back in high school. One of my good friends said that you're like the bird, like you're graceful above water, but you always stay afloat. And I was like, and they were like, and that's the short of your government name. I was like, I love that. So then when I thought about how, where should I derive my name? Where should it come from my production company? What makes it special is me. And I make every event complete. I tie the bow. I make sure everybody has an amazing experience. And so I was like, what better number but 7? I was born on the 7th day and I am the completion. So that's how I came up with the name.
All right. Now, we met each other at it was a shoe.
Yes.
It was the Violator DJ. It was the Violator DJ event for the Comega shoe unveiling.
Yes.
And it was really cool. I was like, hey, do you ever make it out to LA? You were like, yeah, I get out there every now and then. And I was like, cool, I'll interview you then.
And I was scheduled to come in April, actually.
Yeah.
But it got canceled because of Corona. And I was like, okay, 3 weeks out, I'm going to hit them. I want to be on NERDSoul. I start following you. I'm like, oh, this is dope. And the vibe when I met you was really, really, really cool. So I was like, let me make sure. That event was nothing shy of amazing. If you are a hip hop guru fan or just supporter, all the energy in the building was amazing. I am a friend of Violator All-Star DJs. I was a sponsor that was on board. I have some artists that I back. I have great relationships with them. I did some planning and some production work with them, and I'm going to continue to build off of that with that relationship with them. They all are amazing and talented in their own right, and we're going to do some amazing things with some artists. So yeah. And some big stuff was, on the coming down the turnpike, but Rona is just
yeah, Corona, put a pause on a lot of stuff.
Yes,
so,
and you know what? Only to make us better, though. I'm actually excited. Yeah. It's allowed me to really put some strategy behind some things and even make things bigger and better. So nothing lost.
Now, and speaking of that, you made a statement where was it? On Instagram. Talking about, a statement from Swan 7 Productions. So I thought that was cool because, usually when there's an event, like I said, I have a friend that's getting married later this year. I know of 2 people that are getting married later this year and things are getting pushed back or never know if it's going to happen or whatever's going to happen. But it was nice to see that you addressed it, kind of the past few weeks, things have been crazy. We're talking to folks, just at least giving people an update because there has been a lot of miscommunication or lack of communication from a lot of people that are doing events. And And it was just nice to see someone talking about the cancellations, the rebookings, and things of that nature, especially amid, the whole concert fiascos that are going on now with like Ticketmaster, Live Nation, even
Eventbrite. It is crazy. Yeah. I've had clients who are throwing large productions using Ticketmaster, Eventbrite, all of those things, and the disruption that it's causing to their financial streaming flow and to the consumer, the end consumer, the people that are attending. I had a bride that following week when everything got shut down. She was supposed to get married to the love of her life, her college love. And to be on the phone and to, you feel that. I'm on the phone with her parents, her family, everyone, the groom. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't care when you have to reschedule. I'm going to be there every step of the way. I had clients who were on tour. We were scheduled to come to LA, New York, and we had to cancel Chicago. We had to cancel about 3 or 4 stops on the tour. So I had so many clients that were affected by it, and my clients become like my family because I spend so much time putting into their experiences to make them what they need to be. And so I felt their pain, and then I felt the pain of the people who have had family members or friends affected by it, or even loved ones lost. I was like, I have to address it, that, I feel your pain, but I'm here, we're praying, we're together, and we're gonna figure this thing out.
Yeah, so speaking of that, to go back a bit, you even put up on Instagram like these different kind of like textures and looks and like images of like luxury experiences and luxury productions. Give us an example of like, before the Corona timeline, like a luxury production or a luxury experience, or even to your production management side.
Absolutely. So if I'm walking, so I have some clients who love the luxury feel, or they love the glitz and the glam. And I'm not gonna lie, it's my favorite. I will do any and everything though. If you want to go all black grunge, whatever it is, you want to go comic book superhero, like I can make that happen and make that experience happen no matter what. And I love those things too, because I get to use that creative juice. But when it comes to the luxury experiences and feel, soon as you step off, soon as you step out of the car, I want you to feel it. I want you to sense it in the actual parking lot. I want music sets the tone. Music sets the tone with an experience. So even if you're pulling up to valet or you're parking, we want music out there, setting the tone for, I'm about to walk in and like I'm the man. And setting that tone, lights everywhere, uplighting, spotlighting, crystal chandeliers, because there are simple touches that you don't always want to make it so feminine, but you can always go with lighting, and that can actually set any mood or any decor. Of course, the women, they love the florals, and it can get pretty extravagant, but the new touch this year, and
extremely pricey.
Way
more than I ever thought. I was like, flowers cost this much?
Yes, they are pricey. So I feel
like I need to start my own garden.
Yes, you do.
I'm in the wrong game.
Literally, like you'd be surprised. So what I've been doing to actually give things some different touches, and I talked about it a little bit in my ebook that I released, but the big thing this year on the production side is actually projection mapping, where you can actually project into a still image, a movie image or texture onto it to give it the look and feel of something else. And so that is the new thing. It could be slightly pricey, but not as pricey as some of the other things that it can build up if you have a good AV team and a good production team. And so that's the new look and feel that kind of gives you that luxury high end, but you can use a blank slate or a canvas and really create it into whatever it is that you want.
All right. And speaking to those like the champagne flutes and I remember I first started following you, and I was like, okay, she does events. And then when I looked, I was like, oh, she does events. Like I'll say this, you had like a couple of videos where it was like black people was looking good, and it was looking like upward mobile and stuff. I was like, ooh, look at black people looking fine and stuff. It was like the brothers was all wearing suits, the ladies all had dresses on and stuff. I was like, oh snap. And it was like flowers and pretty things all over the place. I was really impressed. And then to see like where your kind of I guess inspiration comes from in your other posts, and then you share a good amount of knowledge of like kind of like where your head is at, where you're at with it.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was cool. And into that, you spoke about your ebook, what does your ebook get into? And of course, where can people find it?
Okay, so people can find my ebook on my Instagram. You can actually click on there, and on my website, which is Swan724. And the ebook, I give a sneak peek, into my actual series of ebooks and workbooks that are going to walk you through actually creating a Swan 7 experience. And so that sneak peek is giving you a little bite, a little taste off of it, so you can want more. And more is coming from that. But I walk through designs, trends, production, event planning, little tips and trades in the industry. And then from that little sneak peek, it's like, okay, well, what does she have coming out next? And then what's next won't necessarily be free, but you'll get a sense of everything that I can bring to the table. But you talked a little bit about my inspiration. I'm so inspired by old Black Harlem Renaissance, like that glitz and glam and our people just owning things, dressed to the nine, looking the part, being amazing. Like
and it was nice too. It was nice to see too.
I love that. Like, so that's where I get a lot of my inspiration that people don't know. So I just gave that trade secret away, but.
But I really enjoyed it. And even when it comes to the way it's presented in photos, looks well. Because you know how sometimes you're at an event and you're like, oh man, it was so great. And then you see the picture of the event and it's like, yo guys, trust me, it was better than this.
Listen, when I say I am a stickler, it's funny that you say that, because anybody that works with me on the photography and videography side, like I'm like, no, I need this angle. Come this way because I need you to shoot and get all of this, and I need this. And it really came into play. I did an event at the American Airlines Center, Black Excellence Night. So I was the production management team over the entire thing. And we worked closely with the American Airlines Center and the Dallas Mavericks to host an entire day of Black excellence before the game. And that was the major thing that I talked about with the entire production crew. Like, angles matter, like capture the essence of what's going on. It needs to feel like power every shot that you take. So I am so big when it comes to that.
Cool. You spoke about the Dallas Mavericks, and you kind of like operate in Dallas. Could you, if there's any, what inspiration or energy do you get from being in Dallas, operating in Dallas, doing events in Dallas? What is the city like to do events in?
There's a lot of inspiration from it. And the reason I say that is because I'm growing with Dallas, and Dallas is growing. A lot of people think of the more big mecca cities like LA or New York, and that's the happening for the event scene, and even Black Atlanta and things like that. But Dallas is finally starting to flourish in its own right, and my company is too, so it's like perfect timing. They're thirsty, they want more, they want something new, they want something different, and they want new faces. So it was perfect for me to grow with the city.
All right, then in addition to that, you do entertainment brand consulting.
Yes.
What is that? And what because everybody consults differently. So Absolutely. What is that, and what does it mean to you? Because your definition might vary from someone else's.
Oh, and it definitely does, because I get that all the time. They're like, wait, so do you manage artists, or wait, do you just tell them what they should be doing, or wait, do you make things happen? And the answer is I can do a little bit of all of it. But what I really focus on is making things happen for them, and consulting them on how they should change their brand and what they should do next to move with that wave, and then using my connections in the industry to kind of push their brand, to assist with pushing their brand. So that's really the take that I take on it. And that's why the great relationships like Violator, All-Star DJs, and other people in the industry that I have relationships with, that's why they matter. Swan is moving, I'm shifting into a direction of being the connector. So if you are the plug, for experiences or making stuff happen, you will always be needed in any scenario or any situation. And your hand doesn't always have to be there servicing, but you're needed. And so that is kind of where I'm shifting my brain. Yeah. So just a sneak peek into that.
Cool. And I like that, because there many times we need, kind of like that, like, man, I need someone who knows how to. I need someone who can. Yes. Is there anyone who knows this, or is there any? So being that plug does help raise your value.
Absolutely.
Kind of in the industry in general, whether it's you know, whether you're doing events or you're doing entertainment or even something as what people consider mundane as even like say an educational field, you know.
Absolutely.
Being that person that like knows how to reach out and get somebody like really makes a difference. Which is super cool. Now to break from the production a little bit, and go back to some childhoodness or young adultness. What's a production or what's an event that you went to that might have inspired you and you were like, hey, I want to do stuff like this? Or, you know, like what is something that you saw that was like, oh, like this is, I want to get into this game. Like, how do they do this? How do they pull this off kind of thing?
So honestly, where it all started is my mother, and she retired from the production now, and now I am the president over it and I operated. But for 30 years, she did a fashion and talent show for the entire city, in the community, in our Black community, in an actual park. And she would do a huge fashion and talent show for the entire city ever since I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. And so I would watch her put on that production. She would pay for things out of her pocket to run the production. It was on the stage in a park. About 2,000 people from the neighborhood would come out. She would pull the kids together for rehearsals. They would sing, dance, play instruments. She would have live old school bands up there, and it would just be a celebration. And then she would conduct a fashion show with DJs and entertainers. Nice. So I have been seeing her do that for 30 years. And so I went off to college.
Okay.
And people were doing productions and stuff. And I was like, well, okay, I'll join and I'll help. And we had a group called Squad on campus, and we were throwing parties. And so we were throwing those productions. And then I became Greek, and we started doing talent shows to make money. And we started doing different little talent nights. And then a couple of my friends started to get married when I got later in college. And I was like, oh, I'll help you with your wedding. I'll coordinate it. So it was like, all of a sudden I was like, well, wait a minute.
So it's just continually like stepping in the...
And I was like, and then I got in the corporate world and put on some Black History productions for them and put on some productions. I was like, wait a minute, I'm doing a lot for free and I'm good at this. And it comes like second nature. And I would come up with themes. I even helped to write a play. I even helped to produce a couple plays. And I was like, oh, no. This is what I do. This is me. I'm going to start my own business. So I was doing it long before Swan 7 Productions.
All right. And it was already kind of in the atmosphere for you.
Yeah,
because you had seen it pulled off tons of times before. So it was just like, oh, I got this.
Oh, it's not even seeing it. Like, my mother is a Taurus. She is a bull. I was like a part of it. It was like, you're 5 years old. Get out there. You're modeling. Okay. Now you're 13. I need you to announce these models that are coming up. And I need you to MC with us and tell the DJ when to play the next song. So, like, I grew up in the business and in the industry, and it was just a part of us. Like, so I now run it. We turned it into a non-for-profit. We still put on the production for the entire city, and then we actually give away scholarships to deserving children in the community and do some other things. So yeah, I still go back home to my hometown in Champaign, Illinois, and I do Champagne Urbana Day. So I still do that.
Nice. Now you touched on fashion a couple of times.
Yes.
Once again, going back to your Instagram, like, you know, I've seen. It's always something silky and shiny.
I get it honest. Now you know where I get it.
You know, you got, you know, cover magazines. When are we going to get like the Swan 7 lookbook of like the flyest, you know, the flyest gear or the wares, if you will? Because I'll be like, man, wow, that's nice. Is it a special event? Like, I don't see no other pictures around for the event. I'm like, oh, so you just wearing silky things because it's Tuesday?
Because it's Tuesday.
Because Tuesday is shorts for me.
Listen, right? You gotta live your life how you feel. And what's so funny is my friends who know me, is I can step outside one day, fly as I don't know what, and the next day have on the dopest sneakers, some shorts, and be like, y'all, let's go shoot on the court. Like, I could be girly girl and then tomboy and just flip and love it. And but
that's what's up.
Yeah, fashion was always, which is why when you saw me at the event, what'd you see me in? Some sneakers. Yeah. So you like, you know, you had the occasion. You was like, all right, let me throw on some sneakers real quick. This is a sneaker event. And it was a cool spot. I forgot where we were. Yes. Is it not Revolution? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see the name.
Man.
It was. I love that spot, and they say they do a lot of amazing concerts. They let up the back in the summertime and make that whole back a concert. Yes.
Wow. See, because that was my first time being in Vegas.
Oh, are you serious?
Man, yo.
Did y'all have a good time? It was hot. It's an understatement. Me and Super was sweating just getting out the car and walking into the hotel. Yo,
I don't know. Vegas might be worse than Phoenix, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was just hot.
For no reason.
Like, that's all I can remember. It was hot. It was dry. I put on lotion. I felt like the lotion was gone. I didn't know what was going on with my body. I was like, there was lotion right here, and now it's disappeared. I don't know what it is. It's sweat everywhere. I didn't like it.
It's very hot. We went in the middle of the summertime.
Yes.
But you know what was crazy? We had the best places. Everywhere was well air conditioned. The vibe was great. The people were good. The music was amazing. The history that Cormega spit to us in that room. Oh my God.
Yeah, there was some great stories that he had.
I was like, my God, he needs
so much love on that. He did drop some stories on us.
But yeah, so I said it to say, I definitely do. I'm working on something with fashion. I am.
Okay.
So that's why I'm strategic in everything I do. I'm definitely strategic. I tap into a little bit of everything, but I am working on something in the fashion industry. And it is a big part of experiences, because what you have on, what you eat, and what you hear and what you smell is all a part of your experience. And so Swan 7, one day I want to be like the Martha Stewart. Like I want a little something in everything. Give me all that multiple streams. Give me all of it.
Like Martha Stewart, except one part.
I'm not going to jail. That's why I
try to keep you out the clink.
And I have an MBA. I have a master's in business, so I'm gonna be doing everything correctly with my money. No misappropriation of funds.
Like,
no, not
Shorty Smooth went to jail and act like she didn't know.
Listen, came out like nothing. Like
Smooth went to jail and came back like, hey, how everybody doing? No, how you doing?
Right. Wait.
You was in jail. I was fine.
It came back better. Had shows, additional nonsense.
Came back out, had shows and everything. I'm like, man, is somebody I need to call for when I get out of jail to get these things?
Is that what I have to do? I don't want to do that though.
So, with that said, when someone, after the Corona timeline is over,
okay.
How can someone get in touch with you to do an event? How should, or what do you prefer a client to have ready when they come to you to do an event? Because I know there's probably people in your DMs like, yo, I want to do a show. It's like, what type of show? I just want to be something fly.
What's your budget? Let's start there. What is your budget? So, a famous saying that one of my favorite cousins always say, a lot of us have champagne taste with beer money pockets, right? And and I understand that. But in order to effectively execute something, you have to plan and prepare. And so that means really getting your coins together, cutting back, budgeting, and focusing on what's important. Because if you know what your end goal is in mind, and if it's to project your business or to make money or to put yourself out there or to brand, then do what you need to do to have it. And so the first thing I always say is research. I do free 15-minute consultations, but anything beyond that, we get into the planning mode, and that's a different story. But I'm going to start to do a series of more live IG things where I go on there and I really start to educate people on experiences, on budget, on real estate, on business, on marketing. So I want to give you jewels in all the different fields so you can understand what it means to throw on experience. But you can go to my Instagram, Swan724, or my website, swan7productions.com. You can click on give me more information. You can check out the ebooks and the upcoming releases beyond that that are going to walk you through it. And then I also have other companies that I partner with that even if your budget or what you are doing can't fit within the mode of what I can take on, I have other event planning companies that I can refer you to make sure that you're in the same good hands and they can work with your budget. But the main thing I would say is research. Understand the value of what you're trying to do and how much it really costs. What's the industry standard for it? what does it look like to do those things? How much time do you need? Because sometimes people are like, hey, yeah, next month I want to wait. That's a 6-month plan. That's a whole 2 years. Like some people are trying to, I want to do this 7-city tour. Wait, whoa.
Yo.
So
with that said,
on that note, I'm gonna sip my drink.
Go on and sip your drink. I'm gonna load this next one up. All right, so you plan events. You have been in that realm before, and you just talked about time. Making sure that there's time. Did you please tell me you saw the Fire Festival documentaries, the Netflix and the Hulu one? All right. Remember when homie was like, "Oh yeah, we gonna do this in a couple months"? It's like, dude, you talk about something that's like 2 years. Like, you literally want to build like a small city down in Jamaica or something like that, and then want to bring people there. This airport ain't suited for that. There's tons of stuff. Like
regulations, checking the laws, the zoning, setting up the infrastructure, making sure that there's proper medical evacuation. Like the whole entire, like what?
Yeah, and matter of fact, you're right. I did, because I remember watching it and I was like, well, what about, I was like, the insurance for an event like this has to be crazy, but you're right. There was no plan for medical evac if something crazy happened. They're out there in the Caribbean. So say a hurricane happens.
Yeah.
Where's the medical evac? Did anybody think about that? They were just like, let's build a stage real quick and see what happened.
Like, and legit, like people went along with it. That's
man.
even scarier. Like, yeah, let's do it. This sounds great. What?
It's one of those things where it's like, we know, like you and I know,
right?
Why that went down. Like
absolutely.
If I had tried to do that, people were like, nah. But you shoot a cool, slick video with models frolicking in the water, and then you know what I'm saying. The next thing you know, everybody jumping on planes.
Listen, for less, they'll jump on planes for less. The crazy thing about it is there was something on a smaller scale, a celebration that I had a business partner who wanted to do it. And we had about 6 months and I said, that's not enough time. We got to get city zoning approval. We have to get the infrastructure. We got to get a production team that can bring in the sound that can properly project for thousands of people, and also coordinate with all the existing tours that these artists may have. They've already set their roster a year or two out, and so they're going to want more money to even come in, and you got talent fees for people who are hosting. And when I started listing things, they were like, oh, I was like, yeah, I don't just do this like I do this, not for play. Like, I study the craft. Even if I haven't gotten a chance to be Diddy's event planner, I study like I'm going to be. I'm ready for it.
Oh man, that's hilarious. They're like, I thought we were just going to throw some house speakers up, and it's like, yo, this. I mean, you can do a jam like that, but you can't do this event like that. Right. Like, I mean, you can do a jam like, yo, let's just all get together. Your backyard, my backyard, his backyard. Let's just do something cool. Bring out the grills. Let's just have some fun.
All day, every day, the whole block, and it's lit.
But come on, man. Come on.
Listen, and people be dead.
Really?
And I'm like, and it's so funny, and you don't want to create that vibe, because I am a people person. I do work in the community all the time. I'm always giving. What people don't know is Swan 7 Productions has been in the community giving and donating thousands of dollars over the past 2 years. And we've only officially, under the brand, been in business 2 or 3 years, but I've given away already thousands of dollars in the community. I circulate right back in. And so I tell
the dollars circulate.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather give it to our community than Uncle Sam, period.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And so I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, I hope I can afford your service now. Well, if you can't, that's okay. I can refer you to someone else. But my time, the energy, and the love that I put into it, there's value to it. And that dollar has to equate to it. So,
and
even though,
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with waiting. Stop trying to do it this year. Yeah. Wait, get your stuff up and do it next year.
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff. Like, I mean, people I talk behind the scenes and stuff know there's tons of NERDSoul stuff I want to do. But I'd be like,
yo, we need to
I'm
chat.
by myself.
NERDSoul is so dope. We need to chat. Let's make something happen 2022. I give you some time. I
Yeah,
give you
2020. Yeah, because 2022 that'd be about the time we get out of this Corona.
Right.
So by the time we get out of this Corona,
Yeah,
that,
we can even do a collaboration. We can figure that out.
yeah, it's like, but there's tons of stuff. But I'd be like, yeah, money ain't right for that. So let me just chill.
Listen.
I've done some get-togethers,
Right.
but I'd be like, I want to do it big, but let me come back to reality real quick.
And you know what I'm learning, and what I've learned over the past year, that it really takes networking and having some dope collaborations and some dope parties come to the table. Yeah. I've got a chance to work with some amazing vendors and companies, and we collaborate and we make things happen when there's little to no budget. And I've done some awesome networking mixers that are around music and fashion and events and models and all of that over the summer. I had a great partnership with the Aloft Hotel, and we did some amazing things downtown.
Oh, shouts to Aloft, man. Like,
yeah,
they usually do some cool stuff. And
they do.
Aloft in Richmond, Virginia has always been cool to me. So big shouts to them.
They're good people.
They're nice.
So yeah, and it's funny that you say we're waiting on the Corona to end, but what's coming up next is Swan 7 is going to be talking about experiences you can create during Corona right at your house.
Yeah,
I'm
actually working on 2 right now. So
are you?
Yeah, I'm working on 2, but it's instead of more on the physical experience side, it's more of figuring the tech out.
Nice.
Can I do this technically? How much tech do I need? Blah blah blah. Like, that's what is more the issue now, because it's not really the venue is your house. Right. So it's like, do I have the technology to kind of pull this off on my own or with myself and someone else at their house and blah blah blah. So yeah,
absolutely. I'm working on the same type of logistics. I want people to, because people still have children who have graduations that they won't be able to have, birthday parties, special celebration, big years, anniversaries, whatever they may be. And I want you to know that you can still book Swan 7 Productions, and I can help you create an experience right at your house, ship everything there, you set it up, do the technical capabilities where you can basically have a party with everyone that you want to have right in your home, or an experience. Maybe it's a slumber, maybe it's a DJ jam, maybe it's a after party, maybe it's a themed night where everybody on the Zoom is all dressed in the same. Like, I have so many crazy ideas that will really take off, and I'm like, no, we're the year's not over just because we can't physically be together. We have to find more creative ways, and so that's where I come in. Like, I am the creative person. I am the left and the right brain. I was blessed with both, so I can take a thing and just take it to the next level.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, with that said, I did want you to once again let the wonderful people at home know where they can find you. Yes,
so you can find me on Instagram at Swan724. That's SWAN, the number 7, and then the number 2 and the number 4. My website is www.swan7productions.com. That's the number 7 with productions with an S on the end.com. And then on Facebook, it's Swan 7 Productions as well. Hit me up. Take a look at all the new trends and the new posts. We're going to be giving away some jewels each week. I'm on Instagram Live interviewing someone amazing in the field or in the industry. If you are an amazing creative that wants to be interviewed or wants to tap into my network, shoot me a DM, Swan724 on Instagram, and let's work. Don't forget to continue to be creative. Corona will not have the last say so. We are all blessed. Hope everyone stays safe and stays well. And when outside opens back up, don't run out there just yet. Sit tight. Don't test the waters, and then
people think I'm playing. I'm like, once they be like, all right, y'all, everything's open back up, I'm still like, so for about 6 more months, right, I'm gonna keep my eye on y'all. Literally, I'm gonna keep my eye on y'all. I'm like, how y'all feeling?
Y'all coughing?
Like, fever? Y'all good? I'm staying home.
Period. I'm with you. Not running out for anything.
Not in these streets yet. Not just yet.
Not doing it. And I was kind of sad, especially to see that Italy got hit so hard. I actually had plans to be there in September to go to some leather factories and work on something in the fashion industry that Swan was branching into. It was going to be pretty dope. So that put that on pause. So I'm a little sad, but it's all good. Yeah.
Dang.
Looking at there or Brazil, because they have some really great leather manufacturers there too, but it's too crazy right now.
Nice.
All that is on pause.
Yeah. Well, guys, holla at us. We'll holla at you down in the comments. Of course, dope folks. Of course, you want to get your event on, your brand consultant on. Holla at Swan7. She's dope. Come correct, but she's dope.
Thank you. Thank
so
you,
with that, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for rolling through. Great to see you. Of course. You ready? You ready to be out? All right, cool. So from us to you, we're saying thank you for coming through and peace.
Peace.